guys, what's up? Nylo the Meijer here. Today I want to tell you a little bit about low light photography. And in my previous video my audio sucked, so I won't be wearing this mask right now. Alright, this should be much better. Today I want to talk about three important things: your ISO, your shutter speed and your f-stop. First things first, your ISO. I've been shooting concerts for around 7 years right now. When you're shooting concerts, you know that there's bad lighting. So a lot of photographers, they are, well, let's call it afraid of noise. I don't mind the noise unless it's too much. And I think it's too much when it's too much inside and you don't even see what's going on anymore. So that's where I will draw the line and just delete the photo. In order to get a good photo without too much noise, you'll have to work with your ISO, your f-stop or so-called aperture, and your shutter speed. It's important to have your ISO as low as possible. So if it's possible, you want your ISO to be around 100. And if you have it around 100, there won't be much light coming in. So in order to fix that, you have to play with your shutter speed and your aperture. Because if you keep your ISO as low as possible, you will have a clean and sharp photo. Okay, let's talk about shutter speed right now. When it's dark outside, you want to have your shutter speed as slow as possible, because you want to get as much light in your camera as possible. But when your shutter speed is too slow, it might not freeze your subject, the people you are shooting or the animals you're trying to shoot, or whatever you are doing. But only shoot animals with a camera. And you don't want to have your shutter speed too high, because when it's too high, you won't get enough light in your camera, which will result in having a too dark image. And you also have to find the perfect balance between a fast shutter speed and a slow shutter speed. Because when your shutter speed is too high, the image will be too dark. And when it's too slow, well, it probably won't be sharp and in focus. And each situation is different, so it's impossible to say this is the right setting for this moment, this is the right setting for this moment. The only thing you have to know is you have to adjust everything, every time, every day, every place, every time, always. Okay, and point 3 is your aperture. There are so many different lenses. You've got lenses with an aperture of 1.2, 1.4, 6, 8, but you also go up to 5.6. There are two sides of the aperture. So when you go around 1.8, 2.8, you get a lot of light in your camera. And you will create a shallow depth of field. So maybe this much will be in focus. But when you go up to around 5.6 or even like 16 or 22, everything will be in focus, but you will have much less light coming into your camera. So you have to play with your ISO and your shutter speed. And that's how you will find the perfect combination of everything. And I will show some photos right now on screen, including the settings we had. And because it was dark, I had my aperture at 2.8 and I had to play around with my ISO. And of course I had my photos run through Lightroom. And that's the game of photography, because you keep playing with those settings. Okay, and one small bonus tip. When you're shooting in the dark, your outfit is super important. Because when you're shooting at night and everything is dark and you wear everything black, you won't see anything, just your face. So you probably want to wear something white to have the contrast and some details in your face. And while you're still here, feel free to like, subscribe and leave a comment, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.